I'm sure you've heard of Diddy's white parties, but did you know there's a new kid on the block? And his parties are even more extravagant, and they also see many of the same guests. I'm talking about Michael Rubin. So I've done some digging and found some strange satanic stuff that would give Diddy a run for his money. Even 50 Cent was shocked at what he saw some rappers doing. Let me show you what I mean. Michael Rubin's parties and the people who go. When you think of celebrity gatherings, you probably think of gala dinners, award ceremonies, or secret, more mysterious events. However, there is one place where you'll see nearly everybody, and this is no secret. Michael Rubin's white parties are extravagant, luxurious, and attended by every rapper worth thinking about. It'll come as no surprise then that there are all kinds of rumors swirling around about what goes on there, including Illuminati initiations and satanic activity. Every single guest at these places is a super well-known A-list celebrity. Hosted on the 4th of July, these white parties are a huge deal. If you're wondering why they're called white parties, it's because every guest has to wear nothing but white. Yes, it is a little strange. These things are big and have been going on for a long time, but this year was particularly special. 2024's white party saw some really big guests. At the top of the list, you had everyone from Drake, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Khloe Kardashian, and even Tom Brady. As you can imagine, these things are a hotspot for paparazzi, but no media is allowed anywhere near it, and all photographs are taken by private photographers. This party is like something you'd see on The Great Gatsby, and it's hosted exactly where you expect a party of this magnitude to be, a $75 million mansion. Just look at the place. Michael Rubin only acquired this palace in 2021, located in Watermills, NYC. It's the perfect place to throw the world's biggest party. As we said, there are always big events, but this year was special. A lot of established and up-and-coming rappers were initiated. It's strictly invite only, and around 400 people got the nod this year. 300 of them received special invitations in the form of original art printing on lithographs. The art on these was designed by renowned artist George Condo, who's known for his, let's say, interesting artistic designs. Lithography is a printing process that uses a smooth stone or metal plate to create art. The invitations themselves have got to be worth a fortune. However, a very special select few people received an even rarer invite. The elite of the elite, like Drake and Meek Mill, received invitations that were framed, personally painted, and addressed by name by Mr. Condo. Here he is at the party alongside the host. It's no surprise he attended. After all, he did create the art behind those sleek invitations. Anyway, those unique invites weren't the only special gifts for the guests. Michael Rubin, who's a billionaire and owner of a well-known sports brand, Fanatics, really flexed his wealth and influence. Every single guest received a special handmade pair of exclusive white Air Jordan 1 low colorways. As you know, this brand of sneakers is loved in the world of rap and sports alike, and sure is a valuable gift. What makes it even more special is each pair is custom branded and has the guest's initials written on the tongue. Here is Will Macris, who's a well-known hospitality dude, showing them off.
Oh, Mike, I know you're good at secrets, but this is a big one. You and Trav really kept this from everybody. And the all-white party Travis Scott sneaker. Notice the number. Wow.
You'll also notice he repeatedly mentions Trav in the video. Can you guess who that is? That's right, Travis Scott is also behind these. If Michael Rubin wanted to avoid allegations of being satanic, that is one man he wouldn't associate with. Travis Scott is a big Nike collaborator, and he along with Rubin designed these sneakers. The two are friends and business partners, and Rubin has huge respect for Travis. Even though you can see why the two are friends, the world still wanted to know how the white party special editions came out. Sitting down with Complex, Rubin explained. Rubin goes on to say that the Nike hookup was all Travis. He's certainly a useful guy to know. So, of course, he was at the party too. Here you see him having a good time with his friend and collaborator Quavo. So Travis Scott designed the guest's presence, is well known in the sneaker game, and seems to have a lot in common with Michael Rubin when it comes to business anyway. But could there be more to their relationship? Any big celebrity gathering is going to get accusations of Satan worship and Illuminati activity. So it's to be expected that the biggest celebrity party of them all would too. Just check out the comments from Rubin's Insta page where he posted about the party. One guy wrote, "Yearly cult meeting." Another put, "Everyone that went there sold their soul for sure. Jesus is king." And someone even went as far as to label it the human trafficking gang. Accusations themselves don't hold much weight, but when someone like Travis Scott is a key member, you can't blame people for asking questions. The reason the name Travis Scott and Satanic has become synonymous is due to the disaster that happened at the Astroworld Festival back in 2021. It was a tragedy and resulted in 10 people dying and hundreds injured. On November 5th, 2021, Travis Scott's yearly concert, Astroworld, took place. The concert itself was named and inspired by a closed-down theme park Travis used to visit it as a kid. It's also the name of one of his albums. His concerts are known to be particularly rough, with mosh pits being a regular occurrence. His fans saw these overly aggressive concerts as a way to let off some steam in an intense but safe way. Travis even referred to his fans as Ridgers, referencing their angry nature of them at his concerts. One of his most well-known songs even has the line, "And it ain't a mosh pit if ain't no injuries." However, this time things went way too far. The concert was overpacked and fans started to panic. They were pushed to the front, and while some escaped, many of them were crushed and died suffocating. The whole ordeal gets even more sinister. Some audience members said Travis and Drake, who is also a big guest at the white parties, continued to perform despite accounts of lifeless bodies being passed through the crowd in full view of the stage. Footage from the deadly event is bone-chilling. Many aspects to that fateful night are too sinister and hellish to not call satanic. Let's start with the stage that literally looks like the gates of hell. The event was an hour long, and people were dead and suffocating only 5 minutes into it when an ambulance arrived and tried to help. This was Travis Scott's response. "What the fuck is that? If everybody good put their middle finger up in the sky, okay, we're my God man." That's right, he said. If everyone's okay, put your middle fingers up to the sky. A comment left on a news report video about the event sums up why people think this is satanic. They wrote, "This literally looks like the pits of hell. The fire coming off the stage, the screaming, the calls for help, people getting crushed. It's actually haunting." People who were there had some very heart-wrenching things to say about their experience. One alleged attendee wrote on Reddit, "Was it me or did you suffocate too? Mefs from the back were packing us up and literally squeezing us against each other. It went to a near-death experience for me." They carry on describing the gory details and say, "People were falling on top of each, as they did on me, and for a good 10 minutes, I was stuck with no fresh air, almost dying due to suffocation. I was scared to death that no one was realizing WTF was going on." In that post, they're referencing his song escape plan that was released just before the festival. Travis Scott has a lot of song titles that people believe are referencing or predicting the event, such as "No Bystanders, Skeletons," and "Sicko Mode." And of course, the lyrics to the song Stargazing, which say, "It ain't a mosh pit if ain't no injuries," have got people speculating that this was a planned satanic ritual. When you look at his lackluster apology, you can't help but wonder,
I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening.
There are many conspiracies surrounding the event. Some even claim that footage has been hidden and videos covering the event purposefully deleted. One person claimed that videos of people directly approaching Travis Scott and the staff to stop the show had been taken down. For Michael Rubin to partner up with someone like this is very, very interesting. Is it just for business, or is there more to the story? Well, the two were seen together recently in Paris for the Olympics. As you've probably heard, Travis Scott was arrested for getting into a fight. This isn't the first time he's gotten in trouble with the law. Travis Scott has a long history of getting in trouble with the police, usually for violent crimes or causing trouble at concerts. Michael Rubin doesn't see him as a bad guy though, and claims Travis is an incredible marketer and a consumer products god.
Look, Travis is an incredible marketer. I gotta tell you something, his best skill set, music is his platform, his best skill set is absolutely consumer products. He's a consumer products god.
But Travis is also well known to be involved with another group of alleged Satanists, the Kardashians. If you didn't know, Travis Scott has a baby with Kylie Jenner, making him an in-law to the Kardashians. They are also frequently seen at Michael Rubin's white parties. Although Kim has directly denied being part of the Illuminati or any other Satanist groups, people still speculate they are, especially when they do stuff like serving vials of blood at parties. If celebrities don't want to be labeled satanic, why do they love to show off devilish and Masonic symbolism? Anyway, if allegedly orchestrating a mass human sacrifice isn't enough to get you taken off the guest list, I don't know what will. Travis is obviously good friends with Rubin so much so that he invited him to perform at his festival, Fanatics Fest. Here's Travis arriving at the event. The event is like Comic-Con for sports. In other words, it's huge, and Michael Rubin is the man behind it. Just like his white parties, the event sees lots of big-name rappers like Jay-Z, Quavo, and Lil Wayne. You can see why people are calling this a cult. The same people seem to be at all the same events. Michael Rubin is also a fan of Travis Scott concerts and even attends as a normal festival goer. Here's him in a mosh pit at a recent Travis show in London. He's sure got a lot of energy for a 52-year-old. One Twitter user replied to that video, calling it an Illuminati party. And from what we've seen about Travis Scott concerts, you can't blame them for thinking that. So one of the main rappers involved in these white parties is Travis Scott, but he's certainly not the only one. Remember, this is an exclusive club and only people Michael Rubin wants there can come. People allegedly try to buy their way in for as much as $5 million. Ms. Fischel is Michael Rubin's wife, and she said, "We make a joke that it's 400 of our closest closest friends coming over to catch up. Closest friends? Really? I know it's a joke, but it's weird they don't let anybody else go, no matter how rich or famous. Only the people they invite, who also seem to be at all of their events. Guests are also not allowed to bring any plus ones, not even husbands, wives, or best friends, no matter how famous and well known they are. It's only want people they can trust completely there. I wonder why. What's weird is the amount of rappers that get invited. Remember, this is a super exclusive event, so you'd understand why the likes of Travis Scott, Jay-Z, or Drake might appear, but he even invites lesser known rappers like Glorilla. Are they really his friends? Or maybe he just likes their music. But in the same Complex interview where he discusses his Travis interview, he claims he doesn't listen to much music.
Not a music guy at all. All I do is work. I don't understand the words of songs. I can't follow. My ADD kicks in. So I don't know the words to anyone's song.
Yeah.
People don't believe me when I say I don't know the word. Even take Dreams and Nightmares.
Yeah.
Okay. Meek's song. He's my brother.
Yeah.
You couldn't give that to us right now?
I couldn't do. No, not even too long.
For someone who's not a music guy and doesn't know about music, he sure seems to love musicians, especially rappers. Lil Wayne even made a surprise performance on the roof. Many other big name rappers and celebrities attended. Drake made an appearance, and luckily for him, they skipped Kendrick's hit song, Not Like Us. As you know, everybody is singing that, but Michael Rubin made sure his friend wouldn't have to hear any of the offensive lyrics. On the surface, it looks like an innocent gathering of friends. Miss Fischel even described it as messy and fun, and these artists are there, and they don't really ever get this environment where they can kind of like let loose. It's hard to say how true that is, as it looks like Travis and Michael are always letting loose. These parties really do have some big names attending. In the intro video made to advertise the event that was posted to Michael Rubin's official X page, you'll see DJ Khaled, Lil Baby, Jay-Z, and many others. It's even rumored that Leonardo DiCaprio attended, although not one photo of him being there has been shown. So how did Michael Rubin, who's now worth $12 billion, become so rich and iconic that the world's biggest stars would even accept his invitation? Who is Michael Rubin? Well, as you know, he's the founder and CEO of online sports merchandising retailer Fanatics. He earned his fortune by reselling sportswear, but became rich after dropping out of Villanova University and starting GSI Commerce, which he sold to eBay for $2 billion in 2011. Rubin's name has been known for a while now, mostly due to his money. Although he's now a billionaire, he has been wealthy for most of his life. It's all down to his love for sports. Over a decade ago, he founded Fanatics, a company that licenses and sells the merch of almost 1,000 U.S. sports teams, both professional and college level, from NBA jerseys and field hockey caps to baseball player figurines, and now European Championship and Paris Olympic Games gear. Since Fanatics manufactures more than half of what they sell themselves, they are very agile when it comes to giving the market what it wants. Last December, the Wall Street Journal valued the company, which is privately held and has investment partners such as Jay-Z, at $31 billion. So it's safe to say he's a big name in the sports scene. He's known to the public to be a self-made man, but comes from a middle-class Jewish family. Apparently, his mother is a psychiatrist and his father is a veterinarian, whereas he's always had a keen eye for entrepreneurship. At the age of 12, he set up a small ski repair shop in the basement of his house with his profits and the money from his bar mitzvah, which was around $10,000. He then opened a real shop at the age of 14, with his father signing the paperwork. $10,000 might not be a lot to him, but that's a lot of money for most of us, especially back then. It doesn't sound like he's self-made after all. He owed $200,000 when he was only 16 years old, but his family lent him money for a lawyer. He won the lawsuit and ended up becoming the owner of 5 ski shops with annual sales of $2.5 million, according to Philly Mag. That's another case of him not being the self-made billionaire he claims to be. It looks like his family were bailing him out whenever they could. He's definitely a hard-working entrepreneur, but can you really call him self-made? Anyway, for a little while he went to Villanova University, a Catholic university in Pennsylvania, because his worried parents thought that his business ventures would ruin his life. He apparently would also skip class and spend most of his time doing business in the parking lot. Rubin predicted that the internet was the platform of the future and helped many brands enter e-commerce. He triumphed with various companies, especially with Fanatics, and ended up becoming a billionaire. That's the official story anyway. Sports have always been the key to his businesses. You might find it interesting to know that these white parties aren't the only high-caliber gathering he's involved in. He's also behind the pre- and post-Super Bowl parties. I'm sure you'll recognize some of the faces. Rumors of Satan and the Illuminati. So we've seen a few reasons that may indicate these gatherings are more sinister than what first meets the eye, but we've only just scratched the surface. There's a reason every post from Rubin, or just about the party, is full of people accusing them of being Satanists. Just have a look at some of them. On a post from Rubin of the party, one guy writes, "Illuminati meetup faux show." Someone else writes, "I have a feeling this guy will be exposed next." And another guy compared Rubin to a modern-day Jeff EP. He definitely ticks a few of the boxes. In his official Twitter post about the party, some commenters had some interesting things to say. One of them questioned question this picture, which has got people online talking. Lil Baby does look a bit vulnerable there, doesn't he? Although it could be some lighthearted fun, there's one guy that doesn't think so, and that's 50 Cent. He's had a lot to say about the whole thing. 50 Cent is never one to shy away from saying how he feels, and he has a serious problem with these parties. He even went as far as to share the post on his official Instagram page with the caption, "See, this is why I don't go to no party Puffy and them at the f is going on here?" Then 50 Cent tells the guys to get the f off my young ninja emoji. He then ends the post with WTF. That post garnered a lot of attention. It even has over 500,000 likes. What does 50 mean, and why is he comparing them to Diddy's parties? Well, despite them being frequented by the rich and famous, there are quite a few other similarities with Diddy's parties. But before we get into that, check this out. Here, DJ Academics calls out the popular streamer Adin Ross as completing his Illuminati ritual. You'll notice they're not wearing white. That's because this is at Ruben's Super Bowl party, not the white party. However, Adin Ross did attend both. Is he the latest member of the cult, or is he just an innocent streamer that miraculously received an invite to the world's hardest to enter party? In Academics' Insta post, he also shares this. In the video, you hear Travis blasting in the background and Adin having a secretive discussion with Kevin Hart. We don't know what it's about, but Adin looked grateful for something. One commenter replied to the post saying, "They present it as a joke, but this nigga not lying." Of course, right now we only have speculation, but could there be more to the fact that everyone online seems to think this is a satanic cult gathering? Some of you might also be thinking it's strange that they all wear white. Ironically, it's a cloller that represents purity. But could there be any deeper meaning behind that? If you check online, you'll see them being all about diversity, or even a way to bring attention to AIDS. You'll also find out they started to become mainstream back in 1988 when a French guy named Francois Pasquier hosted a party named Dîner en Blanc. Everyone wore white, and that seemed to have made them popular. However, this wasn't the reason they became popular in the hip-hop community. That was because of another man, the same man that 50 Cent mentioned when calling out these parties. The last man anyone would want their parties to be associated with. Sean Diddy Combs, comparisons to Diddy parties. Unfortunately for Ruben's reputation, his white parties have many similarities with the disgraced rappers. One most obvious one is that Diddy also hosted parties where all the guests wore white, as well as that Diddy's parties were also hosted in the Hamptons, the exact same part of Long Island as Ruben's. Back in 1998, Diddy announced his arrival to Hampton by throwing a Labor Day party at his new house on Hedges Banks Drive. What the hip-hop mogul delivered was the first of a series of summer white parties that eventually moved to St. Tropez and Beverly Hills. Even Paris Hilton was there, and she spoke about it saying, "I remember the first party he threw in the Hamptons. It was iconic and everyone was there." Paris Hilton also compared Diddy to a modern-day Gatsby for how he pulled together a 1,000 person guest list and successfully imposed a strict head-to-toe white dress code. The last one of Diddy's white parties was held in Beverly Hills in 2009, but before his arrest, he hinted that they might return. However, since then, Michael Rubin has taken his crown and is now known as the king of white parties. You'll also notice some similar faces from both parties. Whenever there's Satanism or Illuminati accusations, Jay-Z is never far behind. Unless you've been living under a rock, you'll have heard about the serious accusations Diddy is facing. He's been accused of sexual assault and human trafficking, and a lot of these accusations are said to have occurred at his parties. We don't know the full truth about the Diddy situation yet, but from what we've seen, it's not looking good. Even before all the allegations, Michael Rubin was taking over as the king of elaborate parties, and there's even rumors that annoyed Diddy. Apparently, he was seriously upset and angry that people were claiming Rubin's parties were better than his. Well, whose parties are more lit is up to the guests to decide. And even though he was once the party king, Michael Rubin is certainly the new kid on the block. We still don't know exactly what goes on at these parties. And just like with Diddy, it'll take a while for the real truth to come out. What we've got is mainly speculation, but some Reddit users have uncovered some other suspicious things about these parties. One of them is again about Adin Ross, who people are claiming to be the newest member of the cult. Allegedly, he wasn't the only streamer to receive an invite. His friend Kai Cenat also did. Unlike Adin though, Kai Cenat turned it down and even warned Adin about going. On his stream, Adin called him up and asked if he was going. He said he wasn't and was attending another party instead. Could that be an excuse? What other parties could possibly be better than this one? At the end of the call, he wishes Adin luck, saying, "Yo, be careful out there. Safety. Let me know how it goes."
Yeah, I got invited to the other one. I said, nah.
Oh, you're going to another July 4th party?
No, I got invited to the last Michael Rubin.
Why didn't you go?
Because I don't know. I didn't want to go.
He talks about how he received an invite the year before and declined it. I wonder why. What do you think? Do you agree with a guy on Reddit who says he clearly looked disturbed, and if you're a streamer looking to go to the next level, why wouldn't you go to the party? Unless something really fucked up might happen. People also say the invitation art is creepy too. I think they're right. Here was a Reddit user's breakdown of what the art on the invite could actually be depicting. The two main girls in the invite are giving me weird vibes. They then break it down further, saying, "The one on the right seems more adult and is holding the green bottle good good and seems to be serving it, while staring with focus at the girl on the left. Then it says, there's also what looks like a backwards D for Drake by the bottle she's serving, maybe alluding that Drake is being served to the younger girl. The article ends by saying, very creepy, especially with all the dogs in the background looking like they're getting ready to pounce. What do you think of the artwork? There are certainly some strange goings on at these parties and the events surrounding them. With all the allegations being made about celebrities these days, you can't blame people for wondering. If you want to see more of Rap's most interesting stories, then click one of the cards on screen now.